Hello and welcome to another episode of the Daily Breakthrough. It is October and it's time to set goals. Now, before I do that, I wanted to review the goals that I shared with you for September. If you remember, I gave 3 goals that I was going to pursue for that month. One of them was to build a lead magnet so that I can start my email marketing campaign. Why is email so important? I believe it's the only digital asset that we get to keep as creators, as entrepreneurs, as people who are trying to build personal brands. Everything you're putting on social media is determined by an algorithm. Algorithms go up and down. They can limit the amount of viewership that your content can get. But with email, you have a direct communication with your audience. So I wanted to start building my email list as a long-term investment in direct communication with my audience. So I created a 5-part beginner's guide to podcasting. Since I started podcasting, I've been receiving so many questions from people about, technology, microphone, editing software, how to pick a topic, where to host the podcast, all these questions that people have. And I figured that's probably a good place to start because I believe firmly that every entrepreneur needs a personal brand. And the best way to build your personal brand is through podcasting because you generate so much content and then you can repurpose that content for other social media platforms. You cannot take a TikTok or Instagram post and merge them into a podcast, but you can break up a podcast and distribute on other platforms. So I believe that if you're building your personal brand today, podcasting is the best way to go, especially video podcasts. So I created a 5-part guide that I'm going to release in October. So stay tuned for that. So that's goal number 1. Goal number 2, I was going to continue my daily movement. As you may remember, my goal is to move every day. I walk 5 times a week and then I go to the gym twice a week. So every day I have a form of movement that is keeping me active. And for the month of September, I did well until the last week. I fell off the last week because there was so much pressure going on with the things at home, things with the business, all these things, and I just could not fit it in. And the most important thing that I've learned is that those moments do happen. And what is critical is to jump right back up. If you fall, get up. And so, yes, I lost a few days that I did not keep to my promise to move every day, but I'm back on track. And so, I want to urge you also that what is important is look at the long game. Over a long period of time, if you plot how consistent you've been, as long as it's trending up, you're on the right track. So that was goal number 2. Goal number 3 was to record an episode a day for my podcast. As you know, this podcast is a daily podcast that is released every weekday. And I wanted to be consistent and make sure that I have every weekday in September that I would have released a podcast episode. And I did accomplish that. So two out of the 3 goals were 100% accomplished. The other one, I would say about 75%, but it's still a great result. So those are the goals for September and how I did. So for October, the first thing I want to do is finish that lead magnet and actually publish it. Now, there's a lot of things that I have to decide on which platform to host it, and then I have to learn that platform and create the course. It's going to be a free masterclass about beginner's guide to podcasting, but I have to host it somewhere and put it and make it look nice so that when you come, you feel like, okay, there was a lot of thought that went into this. So that is my goal for October. That's number 1. Number 2, continue with moving every day. And then number 3, there is a course that has been on my heart for a long time, which is how to start a business. How do you take an idea from just an idea to a thriving business? It is an expertise that I have. I teach that, at a top university to MBA students. I have coached a lot of startup entrepreneurs over the last 15 years and have helped entrepreneurs who just started their businesses be able to scale the business and generate, really, really scale their business and start generating amazing growth in revenue. So this is a space that I know very well. Creating a course has been a barrier because there's so much involved. And now that I've done this course with the podcasting, I have more confidence to be able to explore the next course, which is how to start a business, how to take your idea from nothing to a thriving business and everything else in between. And more importantly, if you've already started a business and you're stuck, how do you grow your startup? How do you transform your startup and put it on a path of growth and profitability? So I'm going to outline that course this month. Basically, outline what chapters are going to be involved, what each chapter is going to have, how many lessons are going to be in each chapter. Basically, map it all out. And then after that, maybe next month in November, I'll begin recording and putting it to work. What I know is going to be a very great and useful course for you guys who are interested in starting your business. So those are my 3 goals for October. Hit me in the comment section and let me know what your goals are for the month. Goal setting is important, and I believe that you make what you measure. So it's important to write things down. It may not necessarily happen exactly how you intended it, but you're going to learn from it. It's going to hold you accountable. And if you're measuring it, it's going to provide you a framework to be able to see what's working and what's not working, what you should do more of and what you should do less of based on the data you're collecting. But it all starts with goals and tracking. So I hope you have a great October and that everything that you're planning, you're able to make progress on. So until the next time, keep pushing forward.